What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to a couple of subscribers. I want to give a shout out to the brother RM Jr. 1998 for the $30 donation via the PayPal. He says, to Too Raw Nation, salute to you, brother, for showing love. I also want to give a shout out to the brother Quindrick for the $26 donation via the Cash App. He says, early birthright donation. In my top 3 on, let's just say YouTube. He didn't use that term, but I agree with your terminology. And yes, tomorrow will be Too Raw's birthday. I can't believe it. I'll be 44 years old. I remember when I was 10. I remember when I was 10 years old, right? I still remember it. 1990, I turned 10. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, it's going to be another 30 years until I'm 40. A whole 30 years. That seemed like an eternity at that time. I wasn't even sure if I'd still be alive, to be honest with you. Especially growing up as a young black man, you don't know. Here we are 34 years later. But tomorrow will be my 44th birthday, and I will be going live on my Too Raw Media channel tomorrow. We'll talk about the game, which will be played tonight, I believe. I think the series is going to end tonight, but if it doesn't, I'll be a little bit surprised. And we'll talk about whatever else going on. I'm going to go live tomorrow. And if you want to send birthday donations, if you choose to, you can do so at the Cash App and the PayPal, if you choose to. Now, let's talk about the fact that Dan Hurley, the coach at UConn, very successful coach, who turned down the job at Kentucky after the departure of John Calipari, or Calipari, turned down the Lakers job. Now, early reports said that the contract was up to $100 million, but reportedly he turned down a 6-year, $70 million deal, which is still somewhere along the lines of over $11 million a year. But he turned the job down. And, you know, you got people who are LeBron apologists on television and on social media now trying to turn the Lakers job into something that's undesirable. Well, you know, no one really wants the job. It's a headache and the scrutiny and blah, blah, blah. Really? It's undesirable, right? So I'm guessing they mean that a coach with aspirations and ambition and drive would rather coach, say, the Hornets. I mean, do most people even know who the hell the Hornets coach is? But everybody knows who the Lakers head coach is. So from a historical standpoint, from John Cundler, who won 5 titles as the coach of the then Minneapolis Lakers, or the late great Bill Sharman, who led the Los Angeles Lakers to their first ever championship in LA as head coach. If I'm correct, I believe he was the head coach of that team. The recently departed Jerry West, who was the head coach in the rebuilding years and the Kareem years in the 70s. Or whether it was Pat Riley in the 80s, who took over the reins in, I think, 82-ish, and took that team to greater heights, to the most highest of heights of the Lakers era. Or Phil Jackson, who came over from Chicago there to LA and helped to show Kobe and Shaq how to win, how to play championship level basketball. And then later on, the remix with Kobe and Gasol. Yeah, nobody wants to coach that franchise. It's not the franchise. It's not even the media attention. It's the fact that nobody wants to deal with the headache that is LeBron Ramon James. Let's be honest. Let's address the balding, bearded elephant in the room. It's LeBron Ramon James. No one wants to coach that guy. First of all, if you're the head coach of the Lakers, you're not really the coach. It's always going to be him. And if you're not his guy, if you're not his pick, then quite honestly, he's going to probably try to snake you. And I wouldn't be surprised if Hurley did get the job, that there would have been some type of stipulation that J.J. Redick would have had to have been one of his assistants. And we all know if that's the case, Hurley wouldn't have had the job for long. The media keeps insisting that LeBron James is a superstar when he's not. I saw on the show with what's the show called? I don't watch these shows much. Whatever the show is with Nick Wright and Dan and Chris Broussard. I be forgetting names of these shows sometimes, but I saw that on their show they referred to LeBron as a top 15 player, which at this point in his career he's really not. And Angry Hoops fan made a point. LeBron James was named to his 20th All NBA team this year, but it was the third team. And mind you, the NBA didn't implement the third team until I think the 89-90 season, which is the year after Kareem left. Because if that was the case, it could have been putting Kareem on one of those teams. I think the last year he played, he wasn't on an All-NBA team. But he didn't even deserve to be on that. He didn't deserve to be on that team. The guy doesn't play any damn defense. The advanced metrics show and prove that he's not, the way that he plays basketball at this stage of his career is not conducive to winning. He's the most selfish basketball player I've ever seen in my life. He only cares about his stats. He only cares about going out there and padding his numbers. The guy will literally stay in games. Literally. Well, I guess that's the only way to do it, right? I don't even have to use the term. The guy will stay in games playing against bench players to pad his numbers. When did you ever see Michael Jordan do that? Did you ever see Michael Jordan? I've never seen him do that. I've never seen Michael Jordan have a game where he has 45 points and it's 3 minutes to go and the Bulls are up by 27. And he's still in the game trying to pad his numbers. I've never seen it because it was beneath him. Beneath him to do something like that. But he gets away with it. He gets away with acting like a petulant child and, rolling his eyes in his head like he's Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder, I should say. Showing his disgust on TV toward Darvin Ham and all this, showing up the coach, which anybody else does it gets chastised. Anybody else that shows up a coach, it's a problem, except for when he does it. Bucking at women in the crowd, but the most media outlets edit it to not show what he was really doing. It is what it is with this guy, man. Nobody wants to deal with that. Just be honest. The reason why coaches aren't interested, other than J.J. Redick, who's just who right now is just making a deal with the devil. But any other right-minded coach doesn't want to coach the Lakers. Because of the fact they don't want to deal with this man. And I think there's a reason why most of the coaches that they are interviewing outside of Dan Hurley have been no-name guys, because they're trying to up their brand. You know, they're trying to up their name recognition. You know, if one of these no-names become the coach of the Lakers, well then, even if they fail, that'll probably increase their odds of being on the short list of other coaching or even assistant jobs. Darvin Ham is cool. Darvin Ham is with Milwaukee right now, which is a good move. You know what I'm saying? Because Milwaukee's defense hasn't been the same since Darvin Ham left. And Darvin Ham knows a little bit about defense. Remember, he was one of the bench players in that 2004 Pistons team. So I think he knows a little bit about that mindset coming from that culture. But back to the Lakers job, y'all. I mean, nobody wants the job. Let's be honest, because nobody wants to deal with that guy. I'm kind of repeating myself because there's nothing more to say. The evidence speaks for itself. Dan Hurley dreamed of this job. And if that dude was removed from the equation, I'm certain Dan Hurley would have taken that coaching job. But they don't want to deal with him. Dan Hurley is used to good kids who are team-orientated, not some overused, overrated, washed-up, prima donna, no defense playing bum who still thinks that this is 2012. I want to deal with that. And I don't buy that stuff about, his wife don't want to move and, that's the reason why he didn't take any these jobs. I don't buy that. That's just a good cover. I can't afford a divorce right now. I'm just starting to make money. I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. Come on, man. We all know what it really is about, man. It's that dude. It's this guy that just won't get out of Laker fans' way. Leave, man. They're tired of you. Damn. It's kind of like The Simpsons, man. At this point, man, look. The Simpsons was amazing in 1993. It was pretty good in 1998. But by 2007, when they made that movie, 2006, it was, we know it's a good movie, but it might be time to end the series. Now, just please, just get rid of it, man. Nobody's watching anymore. Same with Family Guy. But this non-ending shit show, Laker fans want to move on, man. Go away. Michael Jordan committed to 2 years with Washington, and that was it. And by the way, anything that Pelican is talking about Michael Jordan ducked LeBron by retiring, that's so stupid. How was that the case when it was already set in stone that he was going to retire after 2002-2003 season when he signed on back in 2001? What are you talking about? I tell you, man, Nick Ron's boogers are goddamn. I bet when he sneezes, it registers on the Safford Simpson. Fuck that, what up? But yeah, man, when he sneezes, it probably registers as a Category 1 hurricane. My mama done told me